my previous video, I went over multiplying rational expressions that were monomials. Now we're going to go over polynomials. I'm opting to do number 33. So if you haven't done that for the homework, you're more welcome to do it right along with me. And this is the problem. You got 2x squared minus 2 over x squared minus 6x minus 7. And this is all times x squared minus 10x plus 21. Got a lot going on here, so let's jump into it. Now, first of all, I'm going to put this over 1. Why? Because got a fraction right here. Might as well keep it a fraction right here. Now, first thing I want to do first, I'm going to look for any greatest common factors in any of these polynomials. Because really, I got 3 polynomials going on here. 2x squared minus 2, x squared minus 10x plus 21, and x squared minus 6x minus 7. So I'm going to start out here. And I notice I do have a greatest common factor. I can factor 2 out of here because 2 is a factor of 2x squared and negative 2. So I'm going to factor that out, and I get 2 times x squared minus 1. And I'm going to rewrite my problem. A lot of people don't like rewriting stuff. I think it's good, a good idea just to keep track of things. And now if I look at the rest of these, right, my other 2 polynomials, x squared minus 6x minus 7, no common factors besides 1. Can't do anything yet. Same here. X squared minus 10x plus 21. No common factors besides 1. I'm going to leave that. Now what I want to do is I want to look at the polynomials I have. I've got x squared minus 1, x squared minus 10x plus 21, and x squared minus 6x minus 7. I'm going to have to factor 3 polynomials now. Now, the good news is, once I factor these, the goal is that I can start canceling stuff out. So that's good. It'll make my life easier. I'll start with the x squared minus 1. X squared is a perfect square, as is 1. So this is a difference of 2 squares. So in order to factor that out, it's pretty straightforward. Square root of x squared is x. Square root of 1 is 1. And since it's a difference of squares, it would be minus 1 plus 1. You can go with the box method. A lot of people go different ways here, but I figure if there's an easier way to get there, that's the way I'm going to go. So that's my first polynomial factored. Now, x squared minus 10x plus 21, a little more difficult. So let's go through that. If I look here, I have a equals 1, because no coefficient. So that means I'm just going to use a 1. C equals 21. So a times c equals 21. So I want 2 factors of positive 21. Then when I add them together, I will get negative 10. Now I know if I do negative 3 times negative 7, that'll give me positive 21. And if I add those, I'll get negative 10x. So a couple ways I can go here. I can go with the box method. But ultimately, I know what's going to happen if I do the box method. This is what's called the AC method. I'm just going to factor it out as it is. I know that those are my common factors, or my greatest factors here, the factors that work. And I also know I don't have a coefficient in front of x squared. So when I ultimately do this, I'm just going to get x minus 3 times x minus 7. Again, the only reason I can do it that way is because there is no coefficient here in front of x. When there's a coefficient here in front of x, that I definitely recommend going the box method there. All right. So now I just have one more polynomial to factor. X squared minus 6x minus 7. And I'll use the box method for this one, just to give you some practice. X squared minus 6x minus 7. Again, a times c. There's nothing for a, so I can just assume 1. A times c gives me negative 7. B equals negative 6. I want 2 factors of negative 7, 2 numbers I can multiply. Then when I add them, give me negative 6. And just through practice, I know it's going to be negative 7 and positive 1. So for this one, I'll use the box method. So I'm going to break it up into 4 pieces. I got x squared. I got negative 7x, positive 1x, and negative 7. And now I just factor going across first. X squared, negative 7x. Common factor is x. Factor 1x minus 7. The only factor I can think of is 1 here. I'm going to go down now. X squared, 1x. If a common factor from that is x. Negative 7x and negative 7. Greatest common factor is negative 7. So I've broken up that polynomial now. It's x minus 7 times x plus 1. x minus 7 times x plus 1. Here's where I love cross-simplifying. Some people would, you can rewrite it as you want, and you know what, maybe, why the heck not? Maybe we will. So you can just multiply straight across. And you can just rewrite this as 2 times x minus 1, x plus 1, times x minus 3, times x minus 7. And that's all going to be over x minus 7 times x plus 1. Here's the cool thing. This is why we do this. We want to see if there's anything we can cancel out. And guess what? There is. X plus 1 and, x plus 1. Since they're both here, I divide them out, I get 1, so they cancel out. Let's look for any others I got here. Oh, okay. You notice I also have got x minus 7. Again, if I divide both of those, I would just get an answer of 1, so they cancel out. And that leaves me with a final answer of 2 times x minus 1, x minus 3. And why do we do this? Because looking at this as a simplified expression, as opposed to what we had before, I mean, this is the same thing. 2 times x minus 1 times x minus 3 is the same thing as that big mess we started with. So we're dealing with less terms. Ultimately, it'll be easier to solve when it comes down to it once we have to solve. So that is the goal here. Remember, if you got polynomials, factor them out, because the goal is that you're going to end up with some binomials or even some monomials that you can cancel out and end up with a simpler expression. Hopefully this helps you.